What's going on, y'all? It's your boy No Interest, and I'm back again with another one. I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon for more videos like this. That being said, let's get into it. Guys, I still want to go back to this Madrimov versus Terence Crawford fight, because this is the fight that tricked everybody. This is the fight that told everybody Canelo was going to beat Terence Crawford for some reason. This fight made everybody go crazy because Crawford was knocking everybody out. He goes in there and goes 12 rounds with one guy, and everybody says Canelo's going to smoke him because of this fight. You know, one fight can change everybody's opinion of you, honestly. People don't understand that fighters have bad days or bad nights. Sometimes they fall asleep in there. That don't mean they lost the fight because they fell asleep in there. Just mean they cruised to victory. But certain fighters like a Terence Bud Crawford, who now we know why he was held to the standard, because he's way better than what people thought he was. We know the boxing public likes to hold certain fighters to a higher standard. And that's no difference from Terence Bud Crawford and a lot of these other fighters that came before him. But in this day and age, Bud Crawford was held to an even higher standard. You know why he was held to an even higher standard? Because he knocked out elite competition in Earl Spence Jr., elite competition in Kell Brook, elite competition in Sean Porter. Those guys was the elite of the elite at welterweight. You can't sit here and say Stanionis was one of the best at welterweight, and you can't call Sean Porter elite at welterweight. You can't call Kell Brook elite at welterweight. Those guys are levels above guys like Stanionis and the people Boots fought. I mean, boxing fans gotta understand what they're saying sometimes when they say the nonsense they say out of their mouth. Just sit down, think about what you're saying, then make some comparison. And then come back to reality, let reality set in. Makes you wake up. Anyway, this was the fight that tricked everybody going into this Canelo Alvarez fight. They said if Terence Crawford, one of the boxing trainers, Joel Diaz, because he was the trainer of Madrimov, he was the trainer of the two-time Olympic gold medalist Felix Diaz. He got his fighter stepped on. Felix Diaz got beat up and quit. What did he think was going to happen to Madrimov? He was going to get beat up as well. Madrimov got beat up so bad he needed glasses. He almost lost 2 eyes, like Earl Spence lost 2 eyes. Madrimov almost needed glasses. Well, not almost. He needed glasses. I mean, he almost needed surgery after the fight. You know, a lot of people was mad that Crawford didn't knock this guy out. So they said that Crawford lost. Oh my God, he lost. He didn't knock out Madrimov. He lost that fight. And then when Joel Diaz come out of nowhere, Madrimov trainer, and says he lost to Madrimov. There is no way he's beating Canelo Alvarez. If you pick him to beat Canelo Alvarez, you don't know shit about boxing. Guys like that, listen. Boxing fans. Guys like that, when they get these big fights wrong, and people actually listen to these dudes, why don't they come out in public and do a public interview and apologize? There's a lot of people like that They just refuse to give a fighter credit, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter what they said going into these fights. Now, in order to validate what they were saying, because that doesn't even validate, it just says they're sore losers. Because you gave that man no chance. Alright, for example, there's only one guy that I know, well, two, maybe. Well, no. Because Jose Benavidez, he was talking trash on Canelo. That's the point I'm about to make. The only one guy that I know took back a lot of stuff he said about Bud and the Canelo Alvarez versus Bud fight, and I gotta give credit to, is Abel Sanchez. Abel Sanchez was out here saying some of the craziest stuff we've ever seen going into Canelo versus Bud. But then after the fight, Abel Sanchez literally did an interview and he apologizes. By the way, Abel Sanchez always picks against Crawford. He picked Errol Spence to beat Crawford. He picked Canelo to beat Crawford. So, I guess after this fight, he's not picking against Bud no more. Well, anyway, Abel Sanchez, gotta give him credit because he talked a lot of stuff going into this fight. But after the fight, he was man enough to say, man, I was wrong. Terrible. I was terribly wrong. He didn't make no excuses for Canelo. He just said, I was wrong. Bud Crawford is the greatest of this generation. I was wrong. He's better than what I thought he was. I was wrong. You gotta respect Abel Sanchez for that. Jose Benavidez, on the other hand, he said, Canelo's past his prime. Canelo's not the same Canelo. He refused to give Crawford all the credit in the world. He took credit away from Bud. The Jose Benavidez approach is what a lot of boxing fans are taking. You know, they're taking that approach instead of humbling themselves and realizing, hey, maybe I was wrong about this one. Styles make fights. This guy is just a generational great. And nobody's beating him right now. This is his era. There's just one fighter come around once in a generation that's just hard to beat. And then we're looking at that fighter right now. That's Terence Bud Crawford. There's nobody beating him. You know, he was literally chosen by the Most High to do everything he's doing. I mean, this is a guy who got shot in the head and the bullet just grazed his skull. He was meant to be here. He was meant to be at this level. You know, I remember listening to Bud Crawford recent interviews. He was like, everything is destined. This was destined to happen. This was predetermined. You know, sanctified. We already knew this was going to happen. It's your boy, No Interest. I'm out.